Because when you've been walking in the wind for miles, and you suddenly go into somebody's house, and he says, "Hello, Pooh. You're just in time for a little snack or a little something." And you are. Then it's what I call a friendly day. Come along, Piglet.
Published in 1928, The House at Pooh Corner continues the stories of Christopher Robin's beloved Winnie the Pooh, his friends, and their many adventures. Today we'll present the story in which Piglet does a very grand thing, by A.A. Milne.
Hello, y'all. Lost your way.
Ooh, we just came to see you and to see how your house was. Look, Pooh, it's still standing.
I know. Very odd. Somebody ought to have come down and pushed it over. We wondered whether the wind would blow it down. That's why nobody's bothered. I thought perhaps they had forgotten. Well, it's very nice to see you, Yar. And now we're going on to see Owl. That's right. You'll like Owl. He flew past a day or two ago and noticed me. He didn't actually say anything, mind you, but he knew it was me. Very friendly of him, I thought. Encouraging.
Well, goodbye, Eeyore.
Goodbye. And Piglet, mind you don't get blown away. People would say, "Where's little Piglet been blown to?" Really wanting to know. Well, goodbye, and thank you for happening to pass me.
Goodbye.
Hello, Owl. I hope we're not too late for... how are you, Owl?
Come in, Pooh. Sit down, Pooh. Sit down, Piglet. Make yourselves comfortable.
Because, you see, Owl, we've been hurrying so as to be in time. So as to see you before we went away again.
Correct me if I am wrong, but am I right in supposing that it is a very blusterous day outside? Very. I thought so. Well, it was on just such a blusterous day as this, Piglet, that my Uncle Robert, portrait whom you see upon the wall on the right, while returning in the late forenoon from what was that?
Out of the way, Piglet! Mind the clock! Piglet! Piglet! I'm falling on you!
Help! Pooh?
Yes?
Where are we?
I'm not quite sure.
Are we in Owl's house?
I think so, 'cause we were going to have tea, and we haven't had it.
Well, did Owl always have a letterbox in his ceiling?
Has he?
Yes, look.
I can't. I'm face downwards under something. And that, Piglet, is a very bad position for looking at ceilings.
Well, he has, Pooh.
Perhaps he's changed it. Just for a change.
Piglet, where's Pooh?
I'm not quite sure.
Pooh, did you do that?
No, I don't think so.
Then who did? I think it was the wind. I think your house was blown down, Owl. Oh, is that it? I thought it was Pooh.
No.
If it was the wind, then it wasn't Pooh's fault. No blame can be attached to him.
Piglet,
Yes, Pooh?
what did he say was attached to me?
He said that he didn't blame you.
Oh, I thought he meant... Oh, I see.
Owl, come down and help Pooh. Well, this is a nice state of things. We can't go out by what used to be the front door. Something's fallen on it. But how else can you get out? That is the problem, Piglet, to which I am asking Pooh to give his mind.
Could you fly up to the letterbox with Piglet on your back?
No, he couldn't. Owl explained about the necessary dorsal muscles. He had explained this to Pooh and Christopher Robin once before, and had been waiting ever since for a chance to do it again. For it is easily something which you can explain twice before anybody knows what you are talking about.
Because, you see, Al, if we could get Piglet up to the letterbox, you might squeeze through the place where the letters come and run for help. Piglet explained very hurriedly that he'd been getting bigger lately and couldn't possibly, much as he would like to. And Al explained that he'd had his letterbox made bigger lately in case he got bigger letters. So perhaps Piglet might.
You said the necessary you know what's wouldn't. No, they won't. So it's no good thinking about it. Then we'd better think of something else.
Al, I have thought of something.
Astute and helpful bear. Pooh looked proud of being called a stout and helpful bear, and said modestly he just happened to think of it.
You tied a piece of string to Piglet, and you flew up to the letterbox with the string in your beak, and you put it through the wire and brought it down to the other end. And you and Pooh pulled hard on this end, and Piglet went slowly up on the other end. And there you were.
And there Piglet is, if the string doesn't break. Supposing it does, then we try another piece of string.
It won't break because you're a very small end, and all stand underneath. And if you save us all, it will be a very grand thing to talk about afterwards. Up we go.
The ascent is proceeding as expected.
Soon it was over. Piglet reached the top of the letterbox and climbed in. He squeezed and he squoze. And with one last squoze, he was out.
It's all right. Your tree has blown right over, Owl, and there's a branch across the door, but Christopher Robin and I can move it, and we'll bring a rope for Pooh. We'll be back in about half an hour. Goodbye, Pooh.
Goodbye, and thank you, Piglet.
Half an hour. That would just give me time to finish that story I was telling you about my Uncle Robert, portrait of whom you see underneath you. Now let me see, where was I? Oh yes, it was on just such a blusterous day as this. My Uncle Robert. Thank you.